Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-February 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Scorpio gang in mid-February? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio gang in mid-February. What's the vibe? What's the energy? And I hope you all had a very happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you like the heart background. Cool. Great start. I mean, we got the Empress energy showing up right here. I haven't seen her in quite a while. And usually for me, I know it's different in different places across the world, but this card will show up heavily in the spring and the summertime. She's just an awesome card with a lot of great energetic potential. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So the image itself is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. And we see this lovely lady with the tree of life tattooed on her back, got the little egg nest, and she's surrounded by all the plants and flowers and trees, the flora, fauna. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So it screams Empress energy to me. So what do I think of when I think of Empress? I'll give you the good and the challenge. The good thing with this, it represents blessings, abundance, fertility. My cup runneth over. So it's always great to start with this because it's like, oh yeah, I got more than enough. This could be really something great coming in. Now, does that mean the rest of this whole reading is going to be Empress off the hook? I'm not going to say that, but this is always at least a silver lining. So if you're like going through something rough or difficult, this is a good sign. Now, what might be the downside to such a beautiful, nurturing, abundant type of energy that represents blessings? Sometimes the Empress energy can represent excess, right? Like it is Venus energy after all. So, like, just if there's certain things you're trying to refrain from or not do, behaviors, habits, this energy could be very tempting and it can be a little excessive. So, just watch out for any excess. And sometimes it could be an energy that smothers. So, if you're feeling cornered, if you're feeling cabin fever, just watch out for it. But I think there's a great energy here. I'm not going to turn it into a negative. So, we're going to let her chill out right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Important Warning, and there has been this intriguing thing that's been happening in the Scorpio readings for like the past month or two, where it's like we have one really good week, and then we have a week where it's like, whoa, be careful. Then another really good week, and then one where it's like, whoa, watch out for these people, Scorpio. Last week was one of those weeks. So hopefully you weren't going through anything too difficult. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Scorpio gang. What do you got for us in mid-February, please? Okay. 6 of Cups, very sentimental type of energy. Soft. I mean, I usually like an action card in the beginning. Like, yeah, all right, let's get this show on the road. It's probably a combination of my Aries and Scorpio placements, but let's keep going. I mean, the 6 of Cups is a softer energy. So, all right, Hermit. A lot going on the inside. I mean, Scorpio reading, right? Let's get one. See, even the cards are acting up. Like, don't talk smack about Scorpio. Not talking smack. Let's get one more. Okay. Cool. All right. So right now I'm feeling pretty neutral about what we're seeing here, Scorpio. On the back end, I have the Ace of Pentacles, which could be really good, but it all depends on like what all this other stuff has to say and do, right? Because the 6 of Cups is sentiment. There's like this strong inward type of energy I'm picking up. Well, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements because that informs the areas of life we could be looking at, and also how the energy's flowing. And luckily this week, the main part of the spread is actually a very good mixture of elements for a Scorpio reading. We have a lot of earth and water. These are energies that work really well with Scorpio. So even if you're cross watching for a Scorpio, this is actually pretty good because the elemental profile. I always say earth and water, when they combine, they represent blessings and abundance. So similar to that Empress energy we had. But when it comes to earth, that is more about routine. It's more about day to day life. We think of one sense of stability and security. So, how secure you might be feeling. It could represent money, work, finances, investments. So, anything of the earthly realm, home, living situation, family members. So, that's how I think of earth energy, where it's like, all right, it's everything that's around me that's tangible. The downside to earth energy, yes, sometimes it could be a little heavy. Sometimes it could be an energy that kind of lingers and hangs around a little bit. So we'll see when we get into each card. Then here on the front we have the water with the Six of Cups, and that's Scorpio's power element. That's Scorpio's comfort zone. Water is the internal realm, where it's the emotional realm, the things and people that we care a great deal for. It's the tenderness of all the elements. Water is it, right? It could represent the, aside from things and people we care for, just any interpersonal relationship is heavily indicated with water element, but also imagination, creativity, expression of any kind of form. So it's great for creative pursuits. The downside to water is that it's always ebbing and flowing, right? Like it's up and then it's down and then it's back and then it's forth. So it's like we have this energy that could be stale, but this energy that's always moving, they do combine to solidify each other in a good way. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the Six of Cups. Now, to me, of course, I always think that, soul ties, soul connections is up there on the priority list when we see this. We see these two children, they're kind of like sharing these cups with the flowers. It does indicate care. So again, could this be a soul tie or someone that you care a great deal for? Sure, can be. This is also a card of history. So whether it's somewhere like we feel like we've known them forever. This could even go into the past life connection arena, but we're not going to walk down that road. Just know that this could also be past life connection. But the Six of Cups to me is just someone where either there's a lot of history or a great deal of love. Now, when we look at the overall energy of the Six of Cups, it can talk about taking a trip down memory lane. So, for a lot of Scorpios, you might be thinking about the past a little more so than you normally are. Either that, or you might be a little softer internally, a little more sentimental than you usually are. Like, there's just something here that's hitting me right in the feelers when this card is here. So, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. But the downside to the Six of Cups, it could also represent reliving the same pattern over and over again, because the Six of Cups can represent the past coming back around. Now, some of you don't want that, some of you might want that. It all really depends on your situation. And it could also represent those rough memories too. So we're not going to hyper focus on that. Now, moving to the center, we have the Hermit. And that's why I was saying there's a lot of internal depth, because, like with the Six of Cups, which is very tender, and then we have the Hermit, which is a retracted, pulled back, inward facing type of energy. So, yeah, sure. Can this card be someone taking a step back from something? Yeah. But it could also be a very private energy. There's good aspects to this. Now, it does also connect to Virgo if you're connected to Virgo. But if that's not the case, the good things about the Hermit is the wisdom. It's a highly spiritual card, and it is wise. Like it's analyzing the secrets of reality in the universe. So for a lot of Scorpios, you might be extra philosophical in this time. But when we get to the darker side of the Hermit, it can represent loneliness. It can represent solitude. And listen, I know Scorpios aren't afraid to have their own space or be alone, right? Like, wrong sign if you're thinking that Scorpio doesn't like some alone time. But yeah, when I see the Hermit with the Six of Cups, it's like very tender, very guarded, self reflected, and pulling itself back for whatever reason. So we'll see what's up. But that energy doesn't stay back. That's the big thing I'm picking up here. And of course, watch out for communication issues with the Hermit, because that could represent lapses in communication. But we move to the back end, we got the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. And I would say with all aces, they represent talks, conversations, messages. They're also fresh, new, and can represent offers and opportunities. So that's beautiful. And when I see the Ace of Pentacles, it's a golden opportunity, especially good for business and work. But it doesn't just end there. This could be a conversation of some sort that we might want to look into. And yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like the universe giving us an alley oop. So is this a win or a blessing? Potentially. Could this be a conversation? Sure. The downside to all the aces is that since they are a more youthful type of energy, they have a lot of potential, but they are not set in stone. So when I see it, I'm like, all right, this could turn out good, but I'm not sold yet. So we do want to look at it. Um, let's dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. I want to jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I was like, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Six of Cups. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Six of Cups here? What do we got for Scorpio gang, please? Thank you. All right. So we have the Five of Swords in reverse underneath the Six of Cups. So it's like once you stop fighting something, that's when it gets set the way you want it. That's so bizarre. That is so bizarre how that shows up. So the Five of Swords is usually a card that's very determined, very pushy. I want to do this. I want to do that. Um, in reverse, I don't want to say it's like a resigned type of energy, but it's like, you know what? Whatever will be, will be. Whatever happens, happens. And I feel like if you stop putting pressure on one area of life, doesn't have to be anything in particular, but it's like if you stop putting expectation on something or stop putting pressure on something, that's when things will finally just align better or how you want them to. So it's not like, hey, Scorpio, the second you give up, you're going to get what you want. For some of you, maybe that's it, and that sucks to say. But it's like once you stop pressuring something so much, that's where things fall into line. Now, that's just what I'm feeling intuitively. Another thing we could pick up off of this Six of Cups, Five of Swords in reverse, this could represent mending something. So if there's someone where you haven't been getting along, or you're left on a bad note, this energy could loop back. This energy could loop back with an apology of some sort, or this energy could make up. That's what it's like. I feel like I'm mending a bridge or trying to fix something, at least trying to fix something. So that's an interesting, very specific message for this week. So I would say for most of you, if we're going to cast a more generalized net, when I see the Six of Cups, Five of Swords reverse, it's like, don't try as hard and you'll get the result anyway. Or like once you stop trying so hard or stop putting so much expectation or pressure on something, that's when things will just start falling into place. So let's keep going. There is this energy that could loop back though, and it can be a little apologetic. It's mending something. That's just how it feels. Like we're fixing, we're mending. All right, let's keep going. For another portion of Scorpios, this is just another random one. Six of Cups, Five of Swords reversed. There could be something that may have been bothering you for a very long time that doesn't anymore, too. So whether it's like an old piece of baggage or it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't bother me anymore. It is what it is. So let's go in on the Hermit. Let's see what the Hermit has. And that's obviously not for every Scorpio. Okay. So we have the Three of Pentacles in the upright underneath the Hermit. And the reason I laugh is listen, aside from being a Scorpio moon myself, I have tons of Scorpios in my family. I'd say the most people I read for personally are fellow Scorpios. So when I see the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles, this isn't an energy that's feeling quite social. It's like, people. It's like giving me one of those. So if you're like one of the rare, very social Scorpios, like this energy could say like, hey, well, maybe you need a little quiet time, maybe you need a little solitude, because like the Hermit to me does not like a crowd, right? So the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles, like it's keeping its circle small. It's like, I don't feel like being social, I don't feel like talking to a lot of people right now. Now the good thing for those of you that want it, the Three of Pentacles is great for teamwork, help, and assistance. So like when I see the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles, there is something that you don't have to go through alone if you don't want to. Like there is assistance available for you. So whether that's with a friend, a family member, a professional, like when I see the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles, it could be Spirit saying, all right, Scorpio, share the load, share the energetic load. And again, as a Scorpio moon, I totally get it. We want to go through our stuff our way, and we're fine doing whatever by ourselves, right? But this energy is Spirit hinting or suggesting that you can share this energetic load. I don't know why that's coming through like that, but hey. And again, for some of you, you might just need your quiet time. You might just need your space, right? Let's keep going. I get it. Let's see what the Ace of Pentacles is, though, because that's where the energy seems to turn around. So this is unique, Scorpio. This is way different than what I've been seeing past few weeks, that's for sure. So why is the Ace of Pentacles here for Scorpio gang? Cool. That's great for work. Great for work. There's just this energy around fixing something that I really like, or making something right. So we have the Eight of Pentacles in the upright underneath the Ace of Pentacles. I will say this for those of you that are looking to fix something at work, or make something better at work, or get a better career opportunity. The energy all over this place is highly, highly favorable for anything work and business focused. Not just only that, but I'm just saying, like, the way it feels to me, beautiful, beautiful earthy pentacle based energy is, it bodes really well for work. So watch for money increases, better opportunities, because the Eight of Pentacles, with the Eight of Pentacles, to me that's like hard work paying off. So for some Scorpios, there could be a process or something that you've been going through and working through that will pay off for you in spades. That's how it feels like. In the end, my hard work pays off. Beautiful stuff. But if we put that to the side, there's still this energy here of a talk or a conversation of trying to make something work, trying to make it right. Uh, Remember, the Eight of Pentacles isn't just about work and career. We see this person at their little work desk. They're building, they're creating, but this is also one of my cards with interpersonal connections of fixing something, mending something, and making it right. So there could be a lot of things that you could settle in this time. I'm not saying it's all on your shoulders, but there is this potential to try to fix something or mend a bridge of some kind. Because I do have this energy that seems to be looping back around again. So we got a lot of good stuff here, Scorpio, and then there's like a little energy I'm a little skeptical about. It's all good though. But yeah, there's this good energy that will pay off at some point. All right, let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, here on both ends, we do have this like returning, looping back type of energy. It's all good. But we have the Six of Cups with the Five of Swords. There could be an area of life or a situation that once you stop putting so much pressure and expectation on, things just seem to fall into place. So take from that what you will. But this also does feel like somebody, like there's like an apology or trying to fix something or make something better again. So don't be surprised if you hear from someone you weren't on good terms with, because that's how this feels. Moving to the middle, we have the Hermit with the Three of Pentacles, where it's like, nah, I'm all right. I'm all right by myself. I'll do this over here. So for some Scorpios, maybe you just need a little alone time. Maybe you need a little solitude. And if you're a cross watcher, that could very much be it. Everyone, like a lot of people know, especially those with Scorpio placements, Scorpio need their little burrow, right? They need their little space to just decompress, if that's what we want to call it. But then there is also this energy, Scorpio, where if there is an emotional weight that you're carrying, there is help available to you if you want to utilize it. Moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles. Great energy of offers and opportunities, specifically with work and career. I'd say that's the big highlight for this week's reading is work, career, money. But in personal relationships, this could be hard work paying off for you, going through a process that pays off for you, huge, massive in the end. So I think it's beautiful the way the energy seems to come together, because it's like I worked for it, now I got it. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What's in the shadows for Scorpio gang? Please. There we go. Thank you. Cool. Knight of Cups. That showed up as the same exact shadow card in the Pisces reading as well. And the Knight of Cups is a Scorpio power card. I mean, it could be another water sign you're connected to. And this does feel like an energy coming your way. Watch out. And I will say on the shadow aspect of the Knight of Cups, if this isn't like you, all right, let me just phrase that better. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Uh, don't hold. Listen, again, as someone with Scorpio placements, I get it. We hold ourselves to a very high standard when it comes to things. The Knight of Cups is asking you to be a little softer on yourself about something. But if we put that to the side, this could also be an energy that's coming in to approach you, and it's like very slick with its words. So I know I don't got to warn Scorpio about that. Like, just judge by someone's actions and words if they're congruent, if that makes sense. The only big downside to the Knight of Cups in the shadows to me is like it's an energy that knows how to press your buttons, and it's an energy that knows how to make you feel certain things. So I would just watch out for that in this time, like someone trying to get a rise out of you or get a specific emotional response. Because the shadow side of the Knight of Cups, it's very good at manipulating emotions to get a certain response. So we're just going to leave it at that, Scorpio. That's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could have a little chat. My February calendar is up, so go check that out. They usually go pretty quick. But for the February subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice different style this month. We're doing a winner's choice. So the winners, which will be 3, will have their choice of the Tarot of the Owls, the Gilded Tarot Royale, or a handmade crystal pendant from my shop, mastermetaphysics.com, once again. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards we saw in this week's reading, which one caught your attention the most, whether it really inspired you or hit you right in your feelings. Anyone that stood out to you, and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.